G'day! In today's video I'm opening up a HP 14. The model number might be very difficult to see right here. There we go. 14 CK2010TU. And the reason for opening this particular one will be to replace the battery, which I have heard has become very depleted in this one. Now, going by the model number, I believe this battery should be compatible. It very well may not be though. So to begin with, we're going to want to open it up. We will need to take these strips off, here and here, and they are quite known to snapping or the adhesive staying behind. So we'll lift it up. And it's a very stubborn stick. Luckily for me, the adhesive is staying on the strips themselves, but it is morphing in shape. I'll do the same to the front up here. So we've got a single screw under there. We have two Phillips head screws at the very front. That would be different to the rest. One and two. Have this single silver one here, and then another three across here. This one was fairly loose. This one was fine. This one was tight. And then it already says to me that the hinges have worked themselves loose over the period of this machine being used. And being it's a 10th gen Intel processor, at least I'm pretty sure it's 10th, it's not a very old machine. Now I'm just going to put my fingernails in this groove along here, and I should be able to push down a little bit of pressure and it should pop out. There we go, like so. There we go. And if I twist that just a little bit and lift and twist, right now I'm pushing it that direction as I'm twisting it. There we go. So right now we have the back cover off. And looking inside, there's a bit more to it than I was originally anticipating. So to cover it, we have a battery here, which looks to be the same as most of their other models. So we're on HT03XL, and we'll replace that shortly, or to begin with. We'll also cover replacing the NVMe, the Wi-Fi, how to install the RAM sticks, and look over a couple other little things. So to begin with, we'll take out these 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws on the battery, which is all fairly standard, fairly normal. And also, if you're wanting to change your RAM or change any of those components I mentioned before, it would be recommended to remove the battery, as it does only take a second. Lift up from this corner, like that, and we're out. Let's put it back in, line it back up with the holes there, put it in the little slot here, drop down, push down, put your screws back in. So that's straightforward then right there. So looking around, we have what looks to be an empty slot for a hard drive. We do have a hard drive flex there's not ZIF, I forgot the connection terminology for this particular one, but that would be an aftermarket or a replacement part you could buy that would go down to a 2.5 inch drive down here for future expansion. We do have two DIMMs. Looking at that, we have PC at 2666 megahertz or 266 megahertz right here. And to release that, pull the tab away, pull this tab away, and we'll launch out like so. Do note there is a little notch here, and there's a notch on your RAM. So you put it in one angle. Now I'm not sure why it's saying one DIMM only. I'm assuming that's DIMM slot 1 and that's where you want to put it. I'd be finding it very strange if that's disabled. So put that in here and pull down. clicks in position. Next up is the NVMe, which is right here. We have one Phillips screw right there. And with that, we should be able to unscrew this. And just like the RAM, that's going to lift up. So with the RAM lifted up like that, wiggles backwards, and we're out. So this one's only a 256 gig model, fairly small. To reinstall, we slide in on a 45-degree angle, push in, pull down, put the Phillips head screw back in. Now, if you are replacing your hard drive, you will have to reinstall Windows, either using the Windows 10 or 11 media creation tool, or you will have to use some form of software to clone from this drive to your new drive. Wi-Fi is very much the same, except we flick up the antenna. Typically I twist it a little bit, then flick it up. That should detach. One Phillips head screw, lift up, and you should be in. Looking else around the board. So we'll just slowly go around it for people that may be interested in certain things. Let's say you damage your charger port. That's it here. That is screwed under here, under the hinge, which, if you've used it for a while, it's probably best to check your hinge, the screws on the hinge, and tighten them up. Look across the back, you don't have too much going on. And then we have a daughter board going to a USB. Looks like a hard drive activity light and really not much else. The system fan is replaceable if need be. And that really covers that. So we'll zoom out. And from here, I do just want to go and try these. So they are slightly loose. Next up, I'll put in a replacement battery. And it should slide in like so. Push down, down. One thing I did find with this is it's very picky regarding chargers. So if you have replaced the damaged charger on your particular HP 14, then it's very much possible you do have to purchase a slightly newer revision of your charger for it to be able to charge properly. I have tried a couple on this and they just blink the power light, yet I purchased some new ones and they seem to be functioning just fine. Next up from here, we'll put the bottom on. Typically I go from the side that has the ports on it, and push down, and just kind of pinch it and work your way around. Should click into position. And from there you'd put in your Phillips head screws, 1, 2 black screws, small silver, and then 3 across the back up here. After that you'll put down your strip. Now I'm not putting the screws in there because I'm just going to test out that battery first to make sure all is okay. And as you can see here, these have stretched out just slightly. So you may have to lift it up, just put on the edges first and then push it down. But anyway, that's how to replace your HP's battery, RAM, NVMe SSD, Wi-Fi card, and a few other little bits. I'll catch you later.